she had every chance to escape. The door was unlocked. Her kidnapper was asleep, and she had a phone in her hand. She called the police to warn them not to come. This happened, and psychology has spent 50 years trying to explain.
This is the story of Daniel. February 1974. Patricia Hearst, heiress to one of America's most powerful media families, was dragged from her apartment at gunpoint. Her kidnappers were a radical group called the Symbionese Liberation Army. They kept her blindfolded, locked in a closet, for weeks. Then something impossible happened. 2 months after her kidnapping, Patricia Hearst walked into a bank with a gun. As a willing member of the group that had kidnapped her, she had a new name. She called herself Tanya. She called her kidnappers her family. When she was finally arrested, she listed her occupation as urban guerrilla. Psychiatrists were baffled. How does a victim become a defender of the person destroying her? The answer had a name, and it lives inside every one of us. In 1973, 1 year before Patricia Hearst, a bank robbery in Stockholm, Sweden, ended with the hostages defending their captors. Criminologist Niels Bedreau studied the case. He named what he observed Stockholm Syndrome. But what actually happens inside the brain? When a person is held captive, the brain enters survival mode. It scans the environment for one question: who controls whether I live or die? The answer is the captor, and the brain, to survive, begins to attach to that person. When the captor shows any small kindness, a meal, a word, not hurting them today, the brain releases dopamine. The same chemical released when you fall in love. The victim begins to see the captor not as a threat, but as a protector. And here's what makes it even more powerful: the outside world becomes the enemy. Police, family, anyone trying to help feels like a threat to the bond the brain has built to survive. This is not weakness. This is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do: protect you at any cost. Psychologist Martin Seligman called this learned helplessness. When a person cannot escape a painful situation, the brain stops trying to escape. It adapts instead. It finds safety in the only place available, the source of the pain itself. Sociologist Judith Herman took this further. In her landmark work, Trauma and Recovery, she identified that Stockholm Syndrome appears not just in kidnappings, but in domestic abuse, in cults, in toxic workplaces, in any relationship where one person controls another through fear and occasional kindness. The pattern is always the same: isolation, dependence, small rewards, and a brain doing everything it can just to survive another day. Patricia Hearst was eventually arrested, tried, convicted, and later pardoned by President Carter. She spent the rest of her life trying to explain something most people could not understand. She was not weak. She was not stupid. She was human. And her brain did exactly what every human brain does. It found a way to survive the unsurvivable. If you have ever stayed somewhere you knew was hurting you, if you have ever defended someone who did not deserve your defense, you were not weak either. You were surviving. That is what this channel is for. Not to judge, to understand. Subscribe, because next week, we go even deeper.